Neptune is officially sitting at 0 degrees in Aries and is about to move back into Pisces, which is Neptune's home. So what are we looking at for this transit? Your mind is about to change a lot. Your mind is about to change, and then it's going to change again, and then you're going to think about it, and then you're going to change it again. It's about to be a lot of mental, leaps and bounds and jumps around. We've had Neptune and Saturn related to Aries since May of this year. Long time, all right? Neptune is going to be in Aries for about 14 years once it transits back into Aries in 2026. Saturn is a couple of years, right? So before we get into early 2026 and we start to feel Neptune and Saturn in Aries again, guess what? All the Saturn restrictions that require bounds and boundaries and bindings and the hard lessons of stuff, and we have to sit and think about it and use our time in that area. Yeah, that's not in our brain right now, and so we have the space and the time to realign a little bit, okay? Your mind is free. You have some things to think about, and they are going to be different than what it has been for most of the year. Now, because Saturn and Neptune have been doing this little dance back and forth with with Pisces and with Aries, and now they're not in Aries anymore, for the majority of this year, we've been building mental structure, mental hierarchy, and it's been very spiritually inclined. We've also sacrificed a lot of our brain, or like in terms of like the way that we think, mindsets, okay? Things like that, patterns. We've gotten rid of them. You think differently now, more than likely, than you did at the beginning of these transits in May. Weird. Also, let me further correct myself, because May was when Saturn entered Aries. We had like the direct energy of mental structure and order, but it was right after our Aries eclipse at the end of March when Neptune entered Aries. So it has been actually the majority of this year that we have been under the influence of this transition of mindscape mental change. And it was an eclipse. Crazy, okay, the fact that that happened. The fact that Neptune moved into Aries and started its transit in Aries, which is 14 years, okay, right after an Aries eclipse. And it was the final Aries eclipse of that lunar node also, until we get about 9 years in the future and the Aries is back in the lunar node axis. Weird. Very strange. So all winter, and or if it's your summer season, okay, good, depending on the hemisphere that you're in, we're gonna be feeling our mind lifted, gifted, relifted again. Don't get too don't float away, okay? Come back to the earth a little bit when you can and when you need to. And also, because these restrictions are coming out of our mind, there's probably some things you're gonna find, some mental order, some mental structure, some ideas, some clarity, some, oh my God, I've been thinking about that. I've been trying to find that answer. I have it now. This is a great season. While this is not happening, while Neptune is not in Aries and Saturn is not in Aries, this is a great season to sit and to think about it and to plan and to structure and to order and to wonder, and then to answer your questions a little bit more. Because once we get back into those transits, Neptune and Saturn in Aries, 2026, early 2026. Neptune and Saturn are gonna be back to, okay, time to get to work, brain. Time to get to work, brain. So if you're like me and you like to prepare for that stuff, you could think about it now and without restriction, kind of like leap and bound ahead, very Aquarius related, okay? Leap and bound ahead, because then by the time that you get back to having restrictions mentally, I skippity jumped, I hip-scop jumped, it's up there, I'm there now. I'm not back here anymore. But with the restrictions of Saturn being related to the mind, we can't always make those big leaps and bounds. So if you're looking for a different mental placement, mental health, mental structure, like learning, okay, academics, stuff that you're interested in, absorbing the information, also like self-improvement, okay, things that you've been thinking about that you're like, I really want to gain some access to that part of my mind. Also, what the heck is my voice doing right now? Change is happening. Okay, I want to gain access to that part of my mind. All right. Right now is the time to make those skippity hip-hop jumps up to the future. The hippity skip jumps. It's time. And then starting early 2026, okay, let's rein it back in a little bit. Gratitude represents love to you. Enjoy the change. There's gonna be a lot. Mental rearrange is really strange because it changes our perception of basically everything, especially who we are as a self and like as a person. So just expect there to be some interesting internal rearranges. And we're about to go through a crazy Scorpio season. We're gonna talk about that again another time. But for now, gratitude represents love to you. Keep doing the work you need to do. I will too. You know what? Always true. And I'll talk to you soon. Also true. For sure.